Hi everybody, Keith here. This is my first video. Hope you like it. Hope you find it helpful. I'm posting because about 5 years ago I was diagnosed with both Crohn's and OCD at the same time. I know how debilitating they can be. They ruin a lot of lives. I don't know how many people have them at the same time. So what I want to do is just kind of tell you my story. If I can help anybody, that's great. I'll give you the basics, and then if you guys like it, you have questions, comments, I'll try to post more videos. So basically what happened to me about 5 years ago, I started getting the stomach pains, all the problems, complications. Those of you who have Crohn's know it. I've had fistulas, I've had some intestines resected, but that's a little further down the line. Oh, I also forgot to mention I have light Tourette's, so hopefully it doesn't distract you. But anyway, getting back to the point. So I started with the stomach issues, and it was really bad for a while. My general doctor didn't know what was going on. I went through all kinds of tests. Finally, I got a gastroenterologist, a really great doctor. That's your first step, guys. If you're having issues, make sure you find a really good doctor for both conditions. And I'll get into the OCD later. So my gastro eventually, figured out that I have Crohn's disease. And it was tough going for a long time. I cycled through about 4 or 5 different medicines, and every time one didn't work, the symptoms would come back really strong. I became immune to a few. It took a while, but I finally have found one that works. It takes a long time. I also do a lot of supplementing. I found that there's a lot of supplements for anti-inflammatory things that help a lot. It's been really great. I do have to say with the doctor thing, though, I can't stress enough, you need to find a doctor who's willing to listen and is understanding. I've encountered doctors that, just kind of want to say, okay, you have this, aren't really as open to listening and taking questions. I'm really fortunate. Mine is very open to taking questions. He also likes holistic things. He's willing to search for trials. He's all around, great, and always trying to find a solution. So there are good doctors like that out there. I know there's plenty, so you can find it. So luckily, with that, after years, I finally found a medicine that worked. But at the same time that I was diagnosed with Crohn's, since I have Tourette's, OCD has always been a possible factor for me. With my immune system down, the OCD kicked in. And at the time of being diagnosed with Crohn's, I was getting a lot of information about don't get sick, your immune system is down. If you get sick, it could, you could really go down. It could be really bad. So when my OCD kicked in, I became terrified of the idea of getting sick, and I became particularly terrified of blood. And so anything associated with the color red was off limits. If I saw somebody using a knife, I got to the point where I couldn't have any contact with anybody. I couldn't be around people. I ended up hospitalized. I was shut in my house for a long time, and only 1 or 2 people could actually come to my house. It was very difficult. And when you're going through things like this, a lot of people don't understand. I did lose some friendships. It strengthened the ones that I had that now I know are really true friends. But you can't blame anybody because it's not something a lot of people can wrap their head around. I will say with this as well, as far as treatment goes, I fortunately had family that cared about me. I was looking for treatment. It's really hard to find good treatment for OCD. There's not that many people trained. Mental health in this country is not the best. So what ended up happening, my family took me to the hospital, and I was there for a week. They kind of got me normalized on meds. Then I went to a treatment center for 3 weeks. It was an outpatient, but I went every day for 3 to 4 hours a day. And they were fantastic there. When I got back, I did have to find a doctor and a therapist. And it's really important that you have both, because it's not just a thing that you can take care of with medicine. Honestly, the medicine was really good to level me out, but the treatment is what got me better. And I will say, especially with this, since there's not as many people trained, I did run into a few doctors that thought that since they were trained, you know, they were kind of above you, and again, really not willing to listen. I did go through a doctor or two, and I actually got help from my primary, who did help tell me, okay, stay away from this person, stay away from that person. Your primary doctor, nurses even, are good resources. They work with a lot of these people, and they'll quietly tell you, because obviously, you know, they don't want to put it out there that they're giving you this information, but if you're good to them, they will be good to you. I did eventually find a doctor who was excellent. She was really willing to listen, got me on the right medication. And then I found a therapist who was, again, top-notch, really willing to listen. And eventually you can get over this. The OCD was so bad, my Crohn's kind of became secondary. But I do want people to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. My Crohn's, thank goodness, is well controlled. I just went to the doctor and they were really happy, so I only have to go every 6 months. My annual exams now only have to be every 2 years, unless I have a flare-up, but I'm crossing my fingers that that's not going to happen. With the OCD, my doctor really did listen to me. We worked with the medicine. I went to her for several years, and slowly we weaned me off the medicine. She was actually reluctant, because she said she had never taken anybody off of it before, but I put in a lot of hard work, and she was willing to listen and said, okay, let's try this. We'll take you off of it. You know, you have extra. If you need it, start taking it, call me, we'll refill it. Luckily though, because of the hard work and therapy and treatment, I've been off of it for about 1.5 years, 2 years now, and it's been excellent. I've gotten my life back. I've gotten friends back. I have a social life again. You know, like I said, I couldn't even be in the company of a single person. I just got back from a festival called South by Southwest with just millions of people bumping up against each other. I had the best time. It's been awesome. You know, and you always have to challenge yourself. For me, one of the things that I did recently is I never wanted to get a tattoo, but you have to keep pushing yourself. So I did recently get a tattoo of a lion here, as you can see, because I couldn't stand the idea of needles or anything like that while I was sick. And the idea of a non-medical person poking me with a needle over and over would have been a nightmare scenario. I do remember times when I'd seen tattoo shops when I was starting to get back out, and I would cross the street, so I wouldn't even be in the vicinity of where there could possibly be blood or a needle or anything like that. So that one was a big deal for me. I got the lion because a couple reasons. I'm a Leo, but you know, a lion is a symbol of strength, and it did take a lot of strength, I feel like. And a lion is also, I found, a symbol of resurrection. And you know, I came pretty close to dying there, and even if I hadn't, I was kind of not living. The life that I was leading was, you know, I was a shut-in for a while there. It was not, I feel like I was, you know, the Walking Dead, if you can say that. So, you know, I've come back, and like I said, I've had a really good time. I'm not wasting any time anymore. I go out and do as much as I can, because I know what it's like to not be able to do that. Beyond that, you know, you really just have to keep working at it. You have to challenge yourself a little bit every day with the OCD. Be patient. Know that you might distance yourself from people, or they might distance themselves from you. It's okay. If you have OCD, in addition to the therapy, I would say find a support group if you can, or if you can try to start one, start one. My therapist luckily had a support group that I was doing at the time in addition to going to therapy. And it helped a lot to be able to speak to other people who know what you're going through, especially with the OCD, because it's not something you can explain to people who have never experienced it. You know, it's hard for anyone to wrap their mind around. You're doing things that you know are not normal, that you know are not right, that you know are crazy, because I tell my friends today, yes, I was crazy. I lost my mind. And logically, you know that it's wrong, but you don't have control to stop it. So, you know, if you haven't gone through it, you can't get it. So a support group is really helpful. But I did just, you know, want to post this video to say it can be done. It's a lot of hard work, but you can come through the other side. I know I probably missed a lot in this, but it's only my first video. If you guys have questions, comments, please post them, and I will try to post more videos and answer those things individually, whether it be for Crohn's or OCD. I'll try to answer them separately because I know they're two separate issues. But I really hope you enjoyed this and that it helped somebody. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.